Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of our wonderful and juicy and delicious little subscribers out there. And how I love you also. You're all super duper wonderful, super duper delicious, and I hope, oh sorry, please do excuse me. And I hope that you're all having a super duper time wherever you are in the world, my delicious little babies, and that life is treating you oh so deliciously. Now then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to any passers-by, okay? And once again, I hope that you too are having a super duper time wherever you are in the world, okay? So what do we do? 3, 2, 1, beam me up, okay? So my lights are a lot brighter, my juicy little lights. Now then, my weather in my neck of the woods in the old UK, well, it's slightly sunshining, okay? It is rather windy today, everybody, so we are experiencing that lately. And my beautiful little tree, Buttercup up the road, well, loads of branches have snapped off. So I'm not entirely happy about that because I love my little tree Buttercup, okay? Because as everybody knows, I like to hug the trees, okay? Now then, so before I start my quick reads, now can I just please make an apology to everybody actually, and I need to do that, and just to let you know everybody, well, it is super duper bright today, okay, because I did do a couple of videos yesterday which it was going, you know, a lot darker, everybody, so maybe you could not see me very well, so, you know, my sincere apologies for that. But what it is, I need to make an apology. I need to say sorry because I have not been doing my readings like I would normally be doing, okay? And to be perfectly honest with you, everybody, I seem to be rather, my mind seems to be rather preoccupied with different things that are going on in the world right now, everybody. So it's not that... you know, that I've got no interest in doing my readings to you all, my wonderful and delicious little babies that you are. It's not that at all. It's just that what it is, when my mind's preoccupied with something else, you know, and I feel the need to say it, well, I may as well just use my platform to do so. Do you understand what I mean? And if I can, you know, send out some of my opinions, some of my thoughts. Do you understand what I mean? Because everybody's entitled, well, we should be entitled to have a free speech. Do you understand what I mean? Yes? And of course, this is what many out there, and God bless your beautiful, dear little soul. So thank you, you know, are trying to fight against it, you know, so that we can continue to have, you know, as much free speech as what we can. Do you see what I mean, everybody? Now then, if you do happen to enjoy my video today, if you could please click on a like. And if you haven't yet subscribed and you do happen to stumble across my channel, then if you could please click on the subscribe, okay? Please, if you'd like to share my video if you find it interesting, and also if you'd like to leave a comment, because it's always welcomed, okay? So thank you to you all, okay, my delicious babies. Now then, before I start my quick reads, and I'm definitely doing them today, okay, there's some things that I want to talk about now, because, you know, because I am trying my best to keep up with as much as you know, of the news as possible and what's going on. Do you understand what I mean? Well, of course, as we very well know, not with the box in the corner of the room, because as everybody knows who follows me, and you're so juicy, delicious and beautiful that you are, we all know that I do not watch the box in the corner of the room, okay? So I look at other, you know, platforms and sites and things like that to, you know, to get information, as well as going on my old DuckDuckGo. Do you understand what I mean? So if I need to check something, then, you know, I will check it. Do you understand what I mean? Because I have learned my lesson. Occasionally I make the odd mistake, but we must remember that, well, that's a word, isn't it? Human. You know, we're only human, aren't we? You know what I mean? So we cannot get everything right all of the time. Nobody can, okay? So I want to begin by saying, now, there's something, because I'd heard that, you know, your old Elon Musk there, that, well, apparently, well, he's bought Twitter, hasn't he? Okay? Now, the thing is, and I'm going to tell you my thoughts, everybody, I don't know whether, you know, for those of you, whether you will ever remember this, okay? But you'd get, oh, please do excuse me. Oh, dear. Please do excuse me. I just need to have a sip of my coffee, please, and thank you. love my coffee, you know, absolutely adore it. Now then, sorry about that, everybody, but I just love my coffee. Now then, so what it is, I don't know whether you remember, you know, those little stories, you know, when you were little Benj, you know, and you know, for some of you, not for all of you, because everybody's lives are different, aren't they? You know, so for some of you, it could be your mummies and your daddies, you know, would read you the story, okay? For others of you, it could be just your mum who used to read to you, or just your dad who used to read to you, okay? So I'm not saying anything, you know, to be offensive in any way. I'm just saying everybody's lives are different. But I'm sure that you would remember the story about Little Red Riding Hood. Well, I woke up this morning, okay, very early actually, and I thought to myself, well, that story, after all those years, came into my mind. And then the second story was Hansel and Gretel. Do you see what I mean? So, you know, so what I'm really saying to you is, everybody, is that that's how I see this situation. Now, call me, maybe some may call me being very suspicious, okay? Maybe somebody, you know, some of you beautiful and delicious little babies out there, maybe that's what you just feel. It's maybe I'm just being a little bit too suspicious. But for myself, no. And also, just to let you know, there's a good old-fashioned Irish saying, everybody, okay? And that saying is, when something is, watch me hearing there, is too sweet to be wholesome. Does everybody follow me, my delicious little babies? Okay? So we could look at a number of things here, right? So, number one, it could be, which I'd already thought about this in my old noddle, everybody, yes? Because I do like to, you know, get my, you know, my old noddle, my old brain into gear. Do you see what I mean? Now, this could be to do with that maybe if, you know, because I'm talking about the larger platforms now, okay? And, you know, the larger, you know, man and woman out there, God bless them, yes, where they've got their larger platforms. Do you see what I mean? So, you know, they can give out lots and lots of information. Do you see what I mean? Which is usually, for the most useful to those of us out here, okay, who do listen to the alternative media, you know, on like platforms like YouTube, BitChute, Brand New Tube, Locals, Rumble, okay, and different places like that, yes? So here's the thing, right? I always say, okay, but this is because I've learnt many things over the years. And sometimes when you jump in feet first, okay, then what ends up happening? Well, things then do not quite go as one would like them to go. Do they not? No. Okay? So then, you know, as you get older, you learn different things, everybody. Do you see what I'm saying to you? So you learn to have what I call caution. Do you see what I mean? Like, say if you're in your teenage years, you know, your latter teenage years, you know, then you go into your early 20s, you know, and quite possibly up to the age of 30. Well, you know, as I always say, and I've always said it, it's like you're still learning, aren't you? Do you know what I mean? And everybody's at a different rate and at a different pace, and they're on a different, you know, different levels, if you know what I mean, yes? So, but then when you get to my age, like 49, do you understand what I mean? Well, you know, you've seen a lot, you've done a lot, well, for most of us out there, our delicious little babies. And then you learn things in life, do you see what I mean? So you learn not to dive in, not to just jump in, you know, both feet first. You learn to take a step back and say to yourself, okay, so what's the crack here? What's going on here? Mind you, even when I was in my 20s, I must be honest, you know, and I suppose that's because I was around businessmen for so many years. Do you understand what I mean? But you do pick up things and you do learn very quickly. But for other delicious little babies, you know, that may not have been the case. Do you know what I mean? So they could have learned later. But to me, right, I've got this to say. When something seems too easy, everybody, do you see? Yes. Okay? Now, you see, we could say, that maybe for the larger platforms, yes, that of course, because Twitter's so large, okay, you know, because it's colossal, isn't it? You know, everybody knows Twitter, yes? That the more that flood Twitter, shall we say, who have been cancelled, everybody, right? So I'm trying my best to get this across the best way I can, okay? That so obviously, you know, they just want to get back on there, don't they? Because they just want to have a freedom of speech, you know, because obviously that's the reason why they were kicked off in the first place. Do you see what I mean? So we need to get that right here, yes? With whoever owned Twitter previously, right? And of course, you know, so they just want to get back on there, don't they? They just want to get their information out, and rightfully so, everybody, rightfully so. Got no problem with that at all. And anyway, I'm just a small little fishy here. Do you understand what I mean? Yes? But what I'm saying to you is, well, whether you're little or large, really, you know, if you can still have an impact, you can still have an impact, can't you? Yes, you can. So, to me, I'd use my old noddle here. And if it was me, personally, I'd keep all my other platforms going, you know, whatever platforms the larger ones are on, yes? I'd keep all them going, right? So try not to abandon anything, right? Because that's not very sociable, right? And maybe do not be so quick to just jump or hop back in the old canoe. Do you understand what I mean? Okay? Because this could be what I call a trap. Yes. I just do not trust it at all. Now, it could be that, you know, they want to get everybody into one net. Yes. So, and I was having a juicy and delicious little shower and I was thinking about it, so I was talking to myself actually. You see, they do say if you talk to yourself, it's a sign of madness. Well, no, I do not believe so. I believe if you talk to yourself, you're making perfect sense. Do you see what I mean? And there's something that's just, to me, is off. Now, I love little rats, so this is only a figure of speech, by the way, but I smell a rat. Yes, I do. Do you see what I mean? You know, like when, how can we put this now? I'm sure that for most, you know, in our juicy and delicious little lives, our little babies, that at some point in everybody's life, yes, that it's like you've been given like this false sense of security, everybody. Do you see what I mean? Oh, yes, come with me. Come with me. Do you see what I mean? One of those moments. Do you see what I'm saying to you? So, all I have to really say is here, I would be really, I'd spare a thought and I'd be, there we go. Before I even say it, there we go, all cold here. I'll be very careful. Do you see what I'm saying to everybody? Because what one must remember here is that even with the previous owners of Twitter, yes, if they can kick others off, sorry, for having a freedom of speech, yes, well, the fact of the matter is that not so? That, say if Elon, you know, Musk decided to then pull the old plug, shall we say, yes, right? And for some reason I'm getting something here as well, right? That it could be done again to those larger man and woman out there who, you know, obviously just want to have a freedom of speech and get their information out. Do you see what I mean? There we go. Do you see what I'm saying? It's just something just to, you know, spare a thought for. That's all I'm saying. So to whoever, who happens to stumble across my channel, it's just giving food for thought there. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Yes? As I always say, everything that glistens is not gold. So one has to be very, very careful. Yes, indeed. Do you see what I mean? I want to see what the hidden, there we are, before I even say what the hidden agenda is here. Now, this leads me to saying, because Elon Musk, obviously, and it's all to do with the old electric cars and everything else. And strangely enough, I'm going to tell you something. I was talking to somebody today, you know, somebody's husband do I know, okay? I mean, they're a beautiful couple. Do you understand what I mean? They've got a little bear and little son. And, I mean, to be honest, I mean, I've had very short conversations, you know, with both of them over this time, you know, just to get information out. Yes, I have, right? And, which, of course, you know, it's usually brushed off. I mean, I do not mind. Do you understand what I mean? Everybody has to, you know, God bless their dear souls, wake up when they wake up, don't they, really? Do you understand what I mean? But like I said, a lot of this is fear, isn't it? There we are with a lot, okay? So, and I was having to mention about the old electric cars, and I said, look, I said, what they can do, that was just this morning. I said, look, I said, what they can do, I said, is they can, you know, because I happened to be talking about Elon Musk, and I said, look, I said, what they can do, I said, is that they can control that vehicle. Do you see what I mean? Sorry, do excuse me. So he turned around and he said to me, he said, well, the thing is, Mia, he said, is that no, he says, because all you do, he said, is you program your car where you want it to go, right? So I thought, okay, oh, I never thought about that. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, right, sorry. Sarcasm, lowest form of wit. I'm not too sure that I agree with that, actually, that saying. Anyway, so I said, right, okay. I said, so they can, you know, so you just, program your car and it will just take you wherever you want it to go, right? And I said, but you see, I said, you have to see the manufacturers, the makers who have made these cars. You see what I mean? I said, because they can just stop you from going where you want to go, okay? Well, of course, I've got to be honest with you, everybody. He never believed me at all. Never believed a word of it. Do you see what I'm saying to you, everybody? Yes? So this appears to be still in the mindset of some, of many. Yes. Do you see what I'm saying to everybody? So we just have to... So all I did was really, I just planted the seed, you know, in the old noddle. Do you see what I mean? And then you just go away. You just go away. But you give them food for thought. It's like when I said to him about, which I did, and this was the same gentleman, when I said to him a couple of weeks ago, and I said to him, I said, do you realise, I said, how much for some of these doctors, yes, around the world, in the UK and around the world, we're getting paid to jab. Do you see what I mean? And when I said to him how much, well, you know, that's yearly, by the way. He went, well, who told you that? Because God bless his dear soul, he too has had the old jab. Do you see what I mean? In fact, he's had two. And he believes himself to be correct in what he's doing. But I tried to tell him again. I did. Do you see what I'm saying to you? So he's a little bit taken aback at that because he actually has with his family. They happen to know a lot of doctors, you know, the old quacks. You know, quack. Do you see what I mean? So, of course, you know, we cannot... It's what I'm saying to you all is, my delicious babies. So for some of you out there who have been so very kind to stay subscribed to me, and God bless you, thank you. Okay, I mean, I know that sometimes I talk about subjects that to some, you know, it can be a little bit uncomfortable sometimes. Do you understand what I mean? Because when we've all been living in this world where everybody's thought that this is this and that is that, and then it turns out, and then we find out that this is not this and this is not that, well, it can be very uncomfortable, you know, can it not? Yes, it can, to hear it. So sometimes not everybody wants to hear it, and of course, you know, because it's just the sheer fear of things, it's the fear of the unknown. But like I said, we have to take things head on. Do you know what I mean? We have to tackle this matter. Now then, so that's that. So I've just got to have another sip of my coffee. So for some reason, please and thank you. Oh dear, excuse me. I'm not too sure what's happening today. Please do forgive me, everybody. I wasn't coughing earlier. I don't know what's the matter with me. Anyway, not to worry. So anyway, I don't worry. So you see, to me, everybody, it's just these things just to spare a thought for. Now I'm sure that for most, you know, for the ones who have went out and bought into this crap about the old electric cars, yes? Well, did they not spare a thought? Because it's just so happens, obviously, that we all seem to be in an energy crisis, you know, in the old UK and around the world. Do you see what I'm saying to you? And of course, if all the electricity would be going up, then surely to charge their cars up would, there we go, before I even say it, would cost a lot more, wouldn't it? Ooga. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Actually, I seen in, please do excuse me again, I seen in China, when was it? It was weeks ago now. And all I was seeing was a really long, okay, and this was from the air, by the way, so this is like everybody could see from, you know, from the air from down below, yes? And there was a whole trail of electric cars waiting to get charged up. Yeah, a real long line it was. Yeah, huge line actually. Do you see what I mean? So, I mean, what I'm saying is that if man and woman out there, this is only a suggestion, everybody. I mean, I cannot tell anybody what to do. No, I cannot. But a really, I feel, logical and common sense solution to this is for everybody not to give up their gas cars, you know, with the old petrol, diesel, not to give it up at all. Because if they give their car up, right, well, what is that saying? They're giving even more, because like I say, it's like an ice sculpture. Do you see what I mean? And if somebody just keeps chisel, do you see what I mean? Then eventually they take everything from you. There we are. Do you see what I'm saying, everybody? It probably sounds like I'm not making much sense to some of you, but I know exactly what I'm saying. Do you see what I'm saying to you, my delicious little babies? Yes? So, because for some of you out there, you will know what I'm talking about, but for others of you who are new to me, you may not know what I'm talking about. So you may have to even rewind and listen to my video again. Do you know what I mean? Just so that you can understand what I'm saying, and that's not a patronism. I'm not here to insult, you know, or offend anybody. I did not mean it that way. I'm just saying that to get your old noddle around it, you know, well, it can, at the beginning of things, can seem rather daunting. Do you see what I mean? But once you know how everything's rocking and rolling in the world, yes, ding, ding, then we're all on the same sheet. Do you see what I mean? On the same song sheet, everybody. So I would just be very, I would use caution before anybody goes out to go and buy one of these electric vehicles. There we go. Thank you, dear spirit. And of course, they have been known to blow up, and buses around the world, yes. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes. So that's what I have to say about that. And I just really, very strongly, I felt so strong to feel the need to say all of this today, everybody. Yes, I did say I'm all cold here, you see. So one must never give in. Do you see what I'm saying, everybody? Now then, there's another few things I want to say. Well, it could be two, could be three. So in Europe, we're seeing, which I've already seen, everybody. Yes, I have, right? There's large protests going on. I mean, it's flipping colossal, if you could see it. And of course, you know, obviously they're filming it from the air. They're filming it from different angles. Do you see what I mean? And it's absolutely flipping colossal. You know, because basically what's happened is that everybody's got absolutely so flipping cheesed off and peed off with their flipping governments, right? Well, yes. And the same's happening in the UK. We're flipping had enough. Do you know what I mean? Nobody wants these in. Do you understand what I'm saying? In our flipping neck of the woods in the old UK, I mean, they haven't even been elected. Do you see what I mean? And that in itself is enough to flipping pee anybody off and cheese anybody off. Do you understand what I mean? Yes, and nothing's going to improve with that flipping Rishi flipping Sunak. Nothing's going to improve at all. And if anybody feels that, then hello, they need to flipping wake up and smell the coffee, because nothing's going to change. He's already been making some flipping mistakes And that's at the flipping beginning. Do you see what I mean? Mind you, no different from flipping Truss or flipping Boris. They're all of, like I said before, and I say it again, they're all a lot of flipping twats. The whole lot of them. Do you understand what I mean? They do not live in the real world. They do not live like you and I. Do you understand what I mean? Because they seem to think they're above you and I. Well, they're not above you and I. They're no such thing. In fact, I wouldn't even flipping wipe them off at the end of my shoe. Right? And that's when you see me in a different mode. Do you see what I'm saying to everybody? I just do not like them. Because I know what they stand for, which is a load of shite. So anyway, now we're going to go on to, so we've got the protest. So, well, of course, you know, like I said, it's marvellous about the protest, but like I said, it's not always going to be peaceful, everybody. You know, you've got things going on in the other the world as well, you know, with Iran and everything like that. And I mean, and I've talked about women before. I only said was it a couple of days ago, a few days ago on one of my videos, yes, I stick up for women. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, there's a lot going on in other countries. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Which happens to be concerning women. And I do not believe, and I've got nothing against anybody, live and let live, you know, to a degree. Do you understand what I mean? But I've got nothing against anybody, whoever they choose to be, Arthur or Martha, and that's not being sarcastic and that's not being insulting to anybody, right? But at the end of the day, I call a man and I call a woman, end of, job done, right? So at the end of the day, that's really the way it is, okay? Now, there has been cases in the world where, for some reason, little babies, oh God bless them, that they have been born. I forgot what it's called now. I forgot that word. Oh, and this has been going on for years, actually. But you do not hear about it an awful lot, to tell you the truth, everybody. It's where that when a little baby's born, that they're born with both sexes. So they're born with a, as a little boy. And then they're born as a little girl as well. So they've got both. It's very rare that happens, but that has gone on for years. It's gone on for years, everybody, right? But that's rarity, right? But generally speaking, right, man, woman, that's it. So nobody's going to change my mind, not one bit. And I just feel that, and I said on a previous video, how long ago it was on one of my videos, that at the end of the day, for most of these, who have had these, God bless their dear souls, these operations and everything else, later on, they really regret what they've done, everybody. Yes, they do. Do you see what I'm saying to you, everybody? So, but not everybody hears about this. No. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, see what I'm saying? No, they do not. Okay? But they've just been used as a pawn in the game for you-know-who. And they're not higher either. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? So we all know what's gone on there. But it's such a tragedy, which it is, that God bless their dear souls, from little bairns to adolescents, to adults, that they've been used in this porn game. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Yes? It's flipping disgusting. What's taking place, and what has been for a very long time, yes. You see what I mean? It leaves these poor men and women, where they do not know whether they're in the park of the pictures, everybody. It's tragic, really tragic to flipping see and to hear their stories. God bless them. Do you see what I mean? We can only hope that they can get, the help that they can get. Do you understand? There we go. Do you see what I mean? To live some kind of, whatever our definition of flipping normal is. Do you understand what I mean? Where they can try and find some way in the world, and try and overcome the terribleness, what's been inflicted on them. Anyway, so then we go on to Putin's speech. Okay, now, I have heard, yes I have heard part of this, okay? So, here's what I've got to say here, everybody, right? Out of the leaders, and I'm only going to speak as I find, everybody has a different opinion and a different view. But like I said before, and I'm saying it again, I feel that we are entitled to say what we feel and, to voice our opinions. And I have said that out of the leaders, he seems to be the one with the most common sense. Yes, when he speaks. Because not only was he talking to his own country, but he was talking to all of those around, around the world, all of us, there we are. And what it is that I do not believe at all, everybody, that he started any war. No, he did not. Okay, now others would probably go off the flipping heads. Not saying that in the wrong, way, but I'll just say it the way it is. For some out there, you say, well, say what you like. Do you see what I mean? I'm saying what I like. And at the end of the day, I do not believe he started any war at all. Because I honestly do not believe that gentleman wanted any war at all. Do you see what I mean? I mean, okay, let's get this straight, which, you're reading between the lines, yes. He does want his country to be ran a certain way. Yes, see? Yes, he does. It's the same with old China, the same, isn't it? They want their country to be ran a certain way. Do you know what I mean? And obviously nobody should really. And I did a video months ago on this, when I do believe, when I wore my sari, actually. So that was going back some months, wasn't it? And I said that nobody should really go into anybody else's country, really. And words to effect, not the exact words, but go in and trouble somebody else in their own country. Do you see what I mean? If they do not want to do something, then they do not want to do something. They should not have something forced upon them. From what I can see of all of this, right, and the deeper and deeper that you look into it, you dig deeper. And from what I can see, there seems to be an awful lot of rebelliousness going on. There we are. That's how it's looking to me, everybody, right? That after all of these years, even for these leaders, right, for the ones who are afraid to speak up, there we go, thank you, dear Spirit, for the ones who are afraid to speak up, right, they just shut up and put up, yes? You got plenty of those in the flipping world, right? Well, you've got, Mr. Putin, where obviously he's speaking as he sees things. Do you see what I'm saying to you, yes? Because, and not only that, but he wants, in his country, that's something else I want to say, actually. That's just come to my mind. And he wants to teach whatever he wants to teach. I mean, I've got to be honest with you, I'm a bit I'm in an ahhing with flipping the old universities. Do you understand what I mean? But that's just my views anyway, right? But it's just simply the teachings. But when he wants to, have his Russian citizens, yes, to be taught about Russia. Well, I'm going to be honest with you here, everybody, right? Well, I'm in agreement with that. Because everybody should know their history, no matter what country they come from. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? So, what I'm saying is, it's like where I live, in my neck of the woods in the old UK. So I'm trying to put this across in a different way, okay? Well, it's almost like they're trying to take, and this is our putrid governments and the other ones who are working behind the scenes, everybody, who we very well know, there we are, right, who it is, right? They're trying to take all of our British away from us. Do you see what I'm saying to you? So that really none of us have any identity anymore. Do you see what I'm saying to you, everybody? Yes? It's just like the maps. And I was never really good at flipping geography, to be quite honest with you. Right? I mean, my father's brilliant at maths and flipping. Well, he's brilliant at everything. My dad is. He's got a rather high IQ. I'm not just saying that, everybody, but he's flipping well as, right? But me, no, really flipping crap. Brilliant at English and things like that. Do you understand what I mean? Religious education, I love history and things like that. Anything practical as well, cooking. I used to be very much into sports and things like that. Do you understand what I mean? Singing and things like that, yes? And doing things practically. But never very good with maths or flipping geography, no. Bit flipping useless, actually. Anyway, at least I flipping admit it. Anyway, getting back to the matter in hand, it's a bit like the maps, isn't it? Do you see what I'm saying to everybody, yes? So the fact of the matter is that over the years and the decades, yes, they've been removing certain. I said this on another video with my delicious and wonderful little friend Kaz. Oh, how I love her so, yes? I love all my beautiful, delicious little friends so, okay? And what I'm saying to you is my delicious and beautiful little daughters, my beautiful and delicious little baby animals, right? So what I'm saying to you this is at the end of the day, right, it's like they've been wiping other things off the map, haven't they? Over the decades to make the maps smaller and smaller and smaller for everybody. Even I can see that, and I'm crap at geography. Do you see what I'm saying to you? It's like, so that other places just do not exist. Everybody. Do you see what I'm saying? So that nobody has their own identity. So, like, if you look at me, well, I'm quarter Bangladeshi, aren't I? But I've got Irish in me as well. So, I mean, really, I should know everything about history in Ireland, Southern Ireland, that is. Not that I've got anything against North or South. No, I haven't. Or East or West, not at all. Right? And, of course, you know, and Bangladesh as well as England, UK. Do you see what I'm saying? We should all be entitled, no matter who we are, we should all be entitled to know about our history. So, again, well, I do agree with Putin on that. Thank you, dear Spirit. I do agree with Mr. Putin on that as well. But if he wants to run his country the way he wants to run it, and was it something about, because I never listened to all, something about it, right, where there's two Wests. Do you see? So in other words, you've got the West as we know it, and then you've got the other West, which is you know who. Do you see what I'm saying to everybody? Yes? But it's like, you know, you've got the, like, rich countries, haven't you? What's that called now? I forgot what it is now. It's about King of Kultan. Oh, anyway, I'll have to say it in another video, everyone. Okay, I've forgotten now, but I can see him in my old flipping boat, you know, my old noddle. I can see him, but I just cannot remember what. Anyway, well, they had to fight for years to keep their, you know, what was theirs in their country. Do you see what I mean? And everybody, even to this day, says it's a very peaceful country, very, very peaceful. Do you see what I mean? So, you know, you do not get, I'll say it on another video, the one I'm talking about, everybody, so I'm awfully sorry about that, everybody. It's just I cannot place the exact wording right now. Please do forgive me. So anyway, and thank you. So yes, but in the end, you know, what he won, there we are. Do you see what I'm saying to you? I mean, it shouldn't even be a case where you have winners and losers. Do you understand what I mean? It shouldn't be that way, but unfortunately, that's what they have made it. Do you see? But to me, I believe that every single country, yes I do, should be entitled to know about their history. Do you see what I mean? And not have others interfering. I mean, okay, you may have others around the world, you know, where you may not entirely agree with everything that goes on in a different country, just like not everybody would agree, sorry, with what goes on in the UK. You know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is that we may not agree with it, but that's what goes on in their countries, is it not? Yes, it is. Do you see what I mean? But it's up to them to learn things themselves, isn't it? Just like it's up to the UK for, you know, our putrid governments and everyone, right? For them to learn. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? So that's just how I'm viewing things, everybody. But the way that I do see Mr. Putin, well, he does talk, there we go, he does talk a lot of common sense, but I honestly believe that on a genuine note now, okay, I'd hate to feel that I was wrong here, but I actually feel that he wants positive change. And really, he's well within his rights. And he's well within his rights to say that. Yes, he is. Because I do not honestly believe that he wants to see, you know, man, woman, little bairns and soldiers and everything, you know, being killed. I'm sorry to have to say it that way, everybody, but he doesn't want to see them killed. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Because after all, it's always somebody's son, somebody's daughter, isn't it? Somebody's niece, somebody's nephew, somebody's grandbairn. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Someone's cousin. Do you see? You know, it's a life, isn't it? You know, lives are supposed to be very precious. Everybody, my delicious little babies. Do you see? So this is what I see what's going on here. And then you see the other ones, who are throwing the dummy out the pram because they're not alike him. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? So, I just wanted to give you my take on how I'm seeing the world at the moment, everybody. But of course, others may have a different opinion, and that's totally fine. But I have my opinion on the way that I'm seeing things. But no, Elon Musk, no, I wouldn't trust it. There's just something, and I know I'm flipping right here, yes? And I know I'm right. And sorry, I am just going to say one more thing. If you look at the likes of Elon Musk, yes, because, he's got bairns himself, hasn't he? Has he got 6 or 7? I think they're sons, aren't they? Well, I do know for a fact, and this is, an Irish thing, yes, that if you have 7 sons, any family that's born with 7 sons, 7 brothers, they're meant to have special psychic powers. It carries a flipping hell of a lot of weight, that does, everybody, right? Okay, if you have 7, yes. So what I'm saying to you is, and if you're born of one of 7, do you understand what I mean? Well, very flipping fortunate and flipping lucky indeed. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, right, okay. I've known that long time, years, yes. Now then, but what I'm saying to you is that when he started out with these, yes, he was very young, them ones who we know of, right? You know who I'm talking about, everybody. Well, he would have been young, wouldn't he? So, being so young, he would have been, there we go, before I even say it, very impressionable. Just the same as George Soros. He's another one who came to my mind this morning. Do you see what I mean? He was 14. There we go. He was 14, I do believe. Right? So, and again, I looked into him a long time ago as well. Just same as Elon Musk. Yeah. Yes. So, you see, what I'm saying is, everybody, right, so when you start young, sometimes, okay, let me just try and put it in another way without boring you, right? I'm going to get straight to the point without going around the mulberry bush or going around the houses. It's like a toddler. If you keep saying to a little toddler, right, and you keep saying, say if they go near, I don't know, it could be anything. Could be a door where, God bless their beautiful dear souls, where they could, accidentally trap their fingers in a door. So what do you do as a parent? So as a parent, you keep saying no, and you bring them away. You gently bring them away and you say no. Do you see what I mean? That eventually they understand that if there was to put the fingers, in the crack of a door, that, and if the door accidentally, for whatever reason, because lots of things have happened over the years, haven't they, with little bairns, it's not their fault, they're just learning. But the fact of the matter is, you read stories all the time of different things, not meaning that, I'm not laughing at it, it's not funny at all. But then they learn that a door opens, a door closes, and not to put their fingers in the little crack of the door where if somebody came walking in or accidentally or the wind blew or something, they get the fingers trapped. It would be very painful, wouldn't it? Okay, that's the best way for me to explain this, everybody. So if it's like, at meal times, that's another thing that's just come to my mind. So it's meal time, so, they know that in the morning it is breakfast. At lunchtime, it is lunch. At tea time, it is tea. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's the way it rocks and rolls, isn't it? That's the way we've all been taught, well, for most. Do you see what I'm saying to everybody, yes? Well, it's the same thing with Elon Musk and George Soros. There we go. This is the way I see it. So from a young age, they were do you understand what I mean? To be taught, yes? So, and then as they got older, you see, they just get used to it. So they get used to whoever's ruling them, shall we say. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes? Till in the end, please do excuse me, I just have another sip of my coffee. Sorry about that, everybody. It's gone cold now. Until in the end, what happens is that if you really look at it, they lose their own identity. Go before I've even said it. They lose their own identity, sorry. Do you see what I'm saying, everybody? Yes? Okay? So, the way I see it is, I'm not saying that with Elon Musk, I'm not. I do not know him personally. And I'm going to be perfectly honest, same as George Soros, I would not want to know any of them. Okay, they're just not my cup of tea. Especially that old George Soros. He's flipping putrid, isn't he? Yes, he is. But he's created that. And even when you look at him now, as an old man, because I won't call him a gentleman, will not. Even when you look at him, and I have respect for my elderly, but I tell you what, I do not respect him. No. Do you see what I mean? Not for the trouble he's caused over the flipping years. And of course, he's got his fingers all in all the pies. I mean, at the time when I was looking, what was it, 2 or 3 years ago now, where he had his fingers in about 250 companies, wasn't it? It's probably gone up now. Right, anyway, so around the world, yes. And it's the ones that sometimes, you know, even I was like, oh, right, I never knew that. Do you understand what I mean? But you soon learn. Anyway, duck, duck, go. The fact of the matter is this, everybody, right, is that, you see, when they get to that stage, so getting back to Elon Musk now, so the way that I see him is that, yes, he's been around these for long enough, and maybe there is, before I even see, I'm going cold, there is a bit of rebelliousness in him, right? There is a bit of rebelliousness, right? So he is sort of throwing his dummy out the pram as if to say, well, no, do you understand what I mean? That at the end of the day, you know, because I do not genuinely believe, right, that even he, and he's got bands of his own, that he wants to see all of humanity just wiped off the face of the earth. I've got nothing across my shoulders telling me that, but because he's ruled by the such powerful, well, they're not powerful at all, actually, and I have to just say that, everybody, what it is, it's ka-ching, pound, shilling and pence, dollars and change. Like I said, you could give anybody anything. They could be minted. Do you know what I mean? Suited and booted, have everything for the rest of their life. But when you're paying somebody to do it, do you see what I'm saying to you? But after a while, anybody would know that if you have a lot of pound, shilling, pence, dollars and change, ka-ching, well, you just get fed up. You know, it's like you can only wear so many sets of clothes. You can only have so many bottles of perfume. You can only have so many pairs of shoes, boots, whatever you have, cars. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? So that's the reality of the situation. So I am seeing that there could be a little part in him, yes, just a little part, where he doesn't want to see that happen to any of us. Do you understand what I mean? But at the same time, we have to remember who his masters are. And that's the point I'm saying. Just like George Soros. There we go. Thank you, dear spirit. Thank you, dear spirit. Right? Just the same as George Soros. Because he'll be ruled for the rest of his flipping life. I'm telling you. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes? So, you know, they're natural of being, shall we say, to be like you and I, for my delicious and wonderful little babies out there, right? For them to be like us, you know, if you actually look at it, you know, there must be times in their lives, and I do not wish to mean this in a, you know, in a really nasty way, but there must be times in their lives where they're actually jealous of humanity and the rulers, the ones who, you know, are ruling. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Because they cannot just be like you and I. Do you see what I'm saying? And then, of course, that's when, you know, it's like, they project all this flipping putridness. Do you see what I'm saying to you? Yes, everybody? Anyway, so that's all I wanted to say. I know that some of my videos have been long lately, right? But I just want to get this information out. But all I want to do is give a food for thought here, look at different angles and different things. But no, I'm not so trusting. No, I'm not. There's something that seems to me very, there we are, off. Do you see what I mean? Remember what I said, everybody? When somebody has a false sense of security, it's a bit like a comfort blanket, isn't it? But please remember that somebody can be given a comfort blanket, but that blanket can be soon removed. Yes. Okay, everybody, and I'd like to just leave you all with that. So, Thank you so very much for those of you who even take the time to listen to my videos, okay? To any of my videos, the one today and other videos, okay? And I just want to send so much love to you, and wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, okay? I know that sometimes I do I do ramble on a bit. Do you understand what I mean? But I just like to, all of my videos that I send out, there is a method in my madness, what I do, and I do not mean I'm mad, it's just a figure of speech, but there's a reason for why I say what I say, everybody, okay? Now, some may agree, some may disagree, but I just like to put it out there. Do you see what I mean? Yes? So I'm going to start my quick reads now. So I'm going to upload this video, my delicious and wonderful little babies, and so much love to you all, okay? So I really do appreciate you so very, very, very much. There we go. And how I love you all so, okay? And I want you all to know that, okay? And we must keep smiling, okay? And I am going to do it, and we must continue to feel the love, okay? So on that note, God bless, take care, until my next video. Much love, thank you, goodbye.